Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online. We're glad that you all could be with us as well. We're excited to welcome recording artist and musician Dariann Leigh to our program today to talk to us not only about her love of music, but also what it's been like for her to share that with her fans and, of course, to be able to see the response back. The single that's getting a lot of attention right now is called Wherever I Go. For our radio audience, you guys will be hearing that a little bit later. Dariann is also excited to be back out, being able to meet her fans. We'll talk to her about her upcoming performance, and of course let you guys know how to stay connected with her as well. Dariann, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, glad to do it. So as I mentioned, you have a performance coming up in August. We're going to get to that in here in just a little bit. I want to first of all talk about this single, though. I love the fact that you were able to kind of keep your fans kind of updated on the progress of the single in the charts. What has it been like for you to see the way that people are responding to Wherever I Go?
Oh, it's been such a ride. It's been so crazy and cool. I mean, when you put out a song, you really hope to see it do a really great job, and to see that come to fruition and see people loving this song, and especially seeing it get airtime on radio it's been very surreal.
Have you always known, Dariann, that music was one of those things that you wanted to do?
Yeah, music has always been the main constant in my life. I struggled a bit in school growing up, and it really was the one thing that I could always count on to help me learn whatever it might have been in school. And really it's been the one constant in life, I think, for many people. But for some people, I think it just becomes such a passion that you can't deny. And that definitely happened for me.
Wow, that is awesome. Well, I noticed when I was prepping for this segment with you, Dariann, that one of the things that you've been able to share is not only, of course, your music like Wherever I Go, but also being able to perform covers of other songs that you like. Talk to us about that. I mean, what has it been like for you to be able to use your gift to be able to make your audience feel something and to be able to see the amazing response to the music?
Yeah, I think the most beautiful part about music is the fact that people can connect to it in so many ways, but it's still very different and personal for each individual, which I think is so awesome. And whether it be through my own music or cover songs, which I love to do as well, it's really fun to see people connect, whether it's really regardless of however they connect, whether it be super emotional or happy and hyped and ready to roll. But it's really humbling to be able to take someone else's song and to sing it and to see the connection that other people have to their lyrics and your own as well. It's really, really, really beautiful.
Yeah. So I want to stay with Instagram for a moment and really kind of broaden it out a little bit, Dariann, to social media. Have you always known that was going to be one of the big platforms for you, using social media to be able to share your music with a larger audience?
Absolutely. I mean, Instagram came out when I was in high school, and I remember it's really grown, and seeing it come from where it was originally when it first came out to how it's this huge, huge platform now. And I really feel like my generation grew up in a time where we saw social media become the main tool to do whatever it is that you want to do in life, and especially for certain careers. So it's been incredibly helpful, and it's my main reach to my audience, which I think is awesome to be able to communicate with them through that.
Yeah. You know, it seems like as I was watching the clips of you performing actually on Instagram, and for those who are not following her, you guys can find her just where her name, Dariann Leigh, there. We'll remind you of that a little bit later. It does seem like that's when you become really alive. Do you feel as though that's really true when it comes to the live performance, being able to feel that energy from the audience?
It's very different nowadays doing the Instagram Lives and Facebook Lives. They're fun, but there's nothing like sitting with an audience in person and really just feeling the vibe of the room or the area. I think there's some magic there within live performance.
That's such a great thing. And I think that is so true, and I think our audience feels it as well. So I have to talk to you about courage. I mean, because I think, for anyone to be able to do anything these days, to put themselves out there, it takes a lot of courage. What has kind of helped you to get so comfortable with doing music and being able to share it the way you do?
I have 3 older brothers, and one of my brothers is really into theater and was always in all the plays growing up and really instilled that in me, the confidence and just the showmanship that comes with being on stage, whether it be in acting or in music as well. So I grew up on stage in theater at a very young age, I think from 6 to my graduation year of high school. And it really, I would give that a lot of credit for me realizing how powerful a performance can be and really helping me find that comfort to hone in on giving a performance, and then music as well. I think it's really just finding your own in what you're playing that's really helped me become comfortable. And honestly, I think most of the time if you see me off stage, I'm not the loudest person in the room. I kind of like to observe a little bit and to see what's going on in a room before I really dive in. And music and on stage has always been my most comfortable zone, which I know for many people isn't exactly the same, but it's always been my one comfortable area.
Wow. Well, I think it definitely shows itself, Dariann, and I think your fans appreciate that as well. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. Recording artist and musician Dariann Leigh is our guest for this segment. We're talking to Dariann not only about her love of music, but also what it's planning for her to share that love with all of you, and, of course, be able to see the response. So she has a performance coming up that we're going to definitely let you guys know how to stay connected with her there. So I want to talk about the response, because as you have been able to, share, with your audience online, Dariann, how the song is doing, I was noticing some of the response, out there. One of the things says, one of the comments says, hopefully we can get it higher for you. Great accomplishment. Another one just talks about you're the best. Another one, of course, just congratulating you. This is amazing. When you see those comments, how does that feel to know that they're as excited for you as you are about the journey?
Oh, it's really awesome, and it's something that I never expected to be able to really see those kind of comments. You never know what people are going to think about your work and what you put out there. But I think what's been really cool for me with this song is I actually didn't write it. It was written by Emily Fortney and Sky Claire, and they actually wrote it for me, which is wild and so unexplainable. And it's been so cool to see a song that was written for me that I connect with purely down to the very grain of what this song is. And to see other people say things like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I wasn't the only one that pretended they're in a music video when they're in the car and jamming and stuff like that. It's been so fun.
Wow. What a great thing. And as I mentioned, for our radio audience, you guys will be hearing that sing a little bit later wherever I go. We got it through our friends at Amazon.com. You guys can definitely get it from your favorite online retailer. Before we talk about the live performance that's coming up and let our audience know how to stay connected with you, Dariann, how does that feel? I mean, I went over to Amazon. Our partner was able to purchase a single there. There your music is with all these other great artists. How does it feel to see your music there with other artists that you admire?
It is so crazy, but it is also so cool. It's something that I've really wanted since I was a kid, and to see my name, like you said, with all these other artists that are doing the exact same thing and some of the greatest artists there is, it is really, really insane, but so awesome. I still remember the first time I looked up my music on iTunes or Amazon, wherever it might be, and it's so surreal.
Yeah, what a great thing. Well, look, you've worked hard for this, and I'm so glad that things are coming together for you and that you're being able to see the success and also feel the love. Again, everyone, Dariann Leigh has been our guest. So, Dariann, I mentioned you're gearing up for a live performance. I saw you promoting it in the video on your Instagram. Talk to our audience about what's coming up for you.
Yeah, I've got lots of live takeovers coming up, but I'm also a special guest tomorrow for Doug Allen Nash at Breezy Point. I'll be coming in as June Carter Cash, but I also am at Freedom Jam later in August, which is going to be a event that is all for supporting our troops and people that have served emergency personnel and things like that. And it's bigger than music, and it's bigger than the songs that we're singing that night. It's all about supporting those individuals that have given so much and sacrificed so much, and it's really an honor to be able to be a part of something like that, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. So, Dariann, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
Yes, you can stay connected with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or even TikTok, the new thing, all at Dariann Leigh.
She's made it very easy for you guys. Dariann Leigh is her name. That's all her social media. Dariann, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been really fun. I'd love to come back.
Hey, we'll definitely make that happen. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. Let's make it a great one.